wants what it wants. The heart wants what it wants.
Is this a request?
Yes.
Yes.
Clap.
Alright, so we got a subscriber request for...
Selena Gomez. The heart wants what it wants.
She loves these black and white filters, no?
They're beautiful.
Yeah. See what she got.
When I was on stage and I was thinking of, I felt like I know him though, and I know his heart, and I know what he would do to hurt me. But I didn't realize that I feeling so confident, feeling so great about myself, and then it just be completely shattered by one thing, by something so stupid. But then you make me feel crazy. You make me feel like it's my fault.
Yo, that shit is so relatable.
Oh my god, it makes me think of like when people get gaslighted.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they make you think it's your fault when it's not. But they
Yeah.
kind of twist it in that way.
And make you feel crazy for even thinking it.
Yeah. Like that high level of like manipulation.
Yeah.
But then you make me feel crazy. You make me feel like it's my fault. I was in pain.
Doesn't the background sound like, what the fuck?
I love this. I love the start.
Uh-huh.
Like
Me
that.
too.
I have a feeling it's going to sound good.
It's like super, like, I'm sold.
You got me sipping on something I can't compare to nothing I've ever known. I'm hoping that after this fever I'll survive. I know I'm acting a bit crazy, strung out a little bit hazy. Hand over heart, I'm praying that I'm gonna make it out alive. The bed's getting cold and you're not here. The future that we hold is so unclear. But I'm not alive until you call, and I'll bet the odds against it all. Save your advice, cause I won't hear. You might be right, but I don't care. There's a million reasons why I should give you up, but the heart wants what it wants. The heart wants what it wants. You got me scared.
Yo, it makes me think of like when like you really have this strong internal desire for something that's just not good for you, but you can't help but to like crave it, and you can't like fight the craving, so you just gravitate towards it, and you just go through that vicious toxic cycle regardless, because it's just something that, whether you could explain it or not, it's something that you like desire.
Yeah. And without context, like, you can easily automatically think of drugs. And I think that's why, like, love is so closely related to drugs, which is something that you always talk about as well. And it's just crazy how love really makes people feel this way, where they feel like crazy, you know?
Yeah. I think it's my favorite analogy, the drugs love analogy. I think it's the best analogy because there's so many similarities.
Yeah, it's a universal drug for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows exactly what she's talking about. That feeling of like she just can't help it because she wants it.
Yeah. And exactly, like they could both have an equally devastating effect on you.
Yeah.
But I like, and any really good artist like has a really good way of like turning strong emotional feelings, especially feelings that come from pain, and turning it into some type of art. So like it makes me think of like artists, like when they're in a strong emotional state is when they do one of their best paintings, because like the emotion kind of takes over, which is essentially what I feel like with this song. Like when you take an artist that's in pain and they just kind of like express that emotion through their music, you can feel that through their music.
Yeah, like she feels devastated in this song. Like defeated, I mean.
In pieces, shining like stars and screaming, lighting me up like Venus. But then you disappear and make me wait, and every second's like torture. Heroin drip, no more so finding a way to let go. Baby, no, I can't escape. The bed's getting cold and you're not here. The future that we hold is so unclear. But I'm not alive until you call. And I'll bet the odds against it all. Save your advice, cause I won't hear. You might be right, but I don't care. There's a million reasons why I should give you up. But the heart wants what it wants. 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 This is a modern fairy tale. No happy ending, no wind in our sails. But I can't imagine a life without breathless moments breaking me down, down, down.
I love her choice saying like there's no wind in our sails. Like for me it sounds like it's just not going anywhere. Like I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Breaking me down, down, down. The bed's getting cold and you're not here. The future that we hold is so unclear. But I'm not alive until you call. And I'll bet the odds against it all. Save your advice, cause I won't hear. You might be right, but I don't care. There's a million reasons why I should give you up. But the heart wants what it wants. 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 The heart wants what it wants, baby. It wants what it wants, baby. It wants what it wants. It wants what it wants. The heart wants what it wants, baby.
I mean, if you really think about it, like having a million reasons to not be with this person, yet she's still latched on. Like it's just crazy how powerful love can be.
Yeah, like I automatically think of an unhealthy attachment. Like I think that like I don't know, the way I see it is like you're just delaying the inevitable. If you hang on to somebody and you know it's not good for you, you're just delaying like the pain. At some point you got to go through the pain. There's always going to be that pain in a breakup or anytime you're leaving anything that you've been attached to for so long. But like if you delay that, you're only going to make it harder down the road. But I think some people are just like, they don't even want to think of that. It's almost just like avoiding that issue. So you just go on with it just to see how long it could possibly go on for till the point where you just can't take it anymore. And that pain is even worse than the pain of having to like separate. Like if you're going through a toxic relationship and it's just so bad for you, like you're either going to go through the pain of just leaving or you're just going to continuously go through that cycle.
Yeah.
So, and she was probably really young during this time. So I could
Right.
definitely see that with someone that's extremely, I don't even want to say naive, but like young.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is about Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just didn't want to jump to conclusions, but it was 2014, so
Yeah.
it's like quite a while ago. It was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, I think something that like she points out is like it's really hard to leave, you know. You have to give someone like a really, I wouldn't say like a good reason, because like I'm sure there's a lot of good reasons for it to leave, like she says, but I think a lot of people just hold on to, you know, the good things, and it's just hard to walk away.
Yeah. And I think a little bit of age plays a part, because I think the younger you are, the harder it is to detach, right? Like, because like as like especially like in your teenage years, like we're rebellious with our parents, but when it comes to our relationships, we're so fucking attached to it, you know, and we're so attached to this identity that we're just so closed off to anything. Like that's why, like the epitome of a bad relationship is like a girl when all her friends are saying like, hey, you shouldn't be with this guy, he's doing this and that, but she just won't listen because
Yeah.
accepting that truth is just unbearable, you know. But I feel like when you reach a certain level of maturity, you start to be a little more open-minded and a little more accepting of like the possibilities of things not working out, because you've kind of been through that cycle already, so those signs are more, they're more visible because of that experience that you have. So you're kind of like, oh fuck, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So you kind of already know, and I think you're more conditioned to like separate.
Right.
That's kind of how I look at it. That's why I feel like if Selena was to go through a similar situation now at her age with her experience, she'd probably be able to separate herself much quicker with a lot less emotion.
And with age, like you just know what you deserve. And it sounds so cliche, but it's something that I learned like as I got older as well. Just like we often accept relationships that we think we deserve. And it's something that I've always heard at a young age, but it's so freaking true. And that's why I think for me it's very hard to walk away, because you just, one, you don't think that you can find something better, or two, you just think that this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Meow.
Oh,